Hello, friends. My name is Miss Carolina, and I'm the director at the Obion County Public Library in West Tennessee, which is at the very far other end of the state from you. But my new friend, Miss Sarah Beth, asked me to do a story time for y'all, and so here I am. I heard that y'all were doing Camp Kindness, just like our library is this year for summer reading. So I have this really fun book. Whoop, there he is. A Camping Spree with Mr. Mcgee. Do you see Mr. Mcgee's dog over here? This is Dee, who is Mr. Mcgee's dog. They're going on a camping spree. Did you notice anything about Spree, Mcgee, and Dee? That's right, they're rhyming words. Alright, so we're going to start with The Camping Spree with Mr. Mcgee by Chris Van Dusen. Early one morning at 7:03, Mr. Mcgee and his little dog Dee packed up the camper and hitched up the load, hopped in the Rambler, and then hit the road. They drove to the mountains far from the sea for 2 nights of camping, possibly 3. All right, do we see them all loaded up, ready to go? Have you ever been camping before? I haven't. It's not my cup of tea. There's nothing like camping, said Mr. Mcgee. I know you will love it. Just you wait and see. The views are fantastic. There's hardly a sound, aside from the wildlife. There is no one around. And the air is so sweet, you'll sleep like a log, said Mr. Mcgee to his small spotted. Do you know what word goes there? It rhymes with log. That's right, dog. Very good. A few hours later, they took a sharp right and found a great spot to lay camp for the night. It was high on a hill with a beautiful view. I'm going to show you the view in just a minute. Of Mount Adams, Mount Lincoln, and Jefferson, too. But perhaps the most wonderful feature of all was the brook that ran over a steep waterfall. Dee gathered pine cones and branches and logs. Mcgee made a campfire and cooked some hot, that's right, dogs. As the sun set behind the far distant knolls, they sat roasting marshmallows over the coals. See, I told you I would show you that beautiful view. Do you see that sunset? Sunsets are my favorite. And they're roasting marshmallows. Have you ever made a s'mores while camping with marshmallows? As the embers went out, they felt tired and dozy, so they climbed in their bunk beds all comfy and cozy. But while they were falling asleep without care, along came a stumbling, bumbling. You see him? Whoop, wrong page. There he is. The bear. A kindly old bear whose sight wasn't so clear. He couldn't see far and he couldn't see near. But he could smell marshmallows, sticky and sweet. And this smell made him hungry. He wanted a treat. Wait, he's going to sniff out the marshmallows. He sniffed out the place where the marshmallows lay, but the car and the camper were in the bear's way. Yet that didn't stop that sneaky old snitch. He simply tried squeezing right under the hitch. And as he was shimmying into the gap, he pushed up the hitch, which let go with a snap. Do you see him pushing underneath? Right there under the hitch? He pushed it up and it unlocked. What do you think's going to happen? Where's he going to go? Now that the camper and car were untied, they started to roll down the rocky hillside. The car bounced away on the old logging road while the camper was heading to where the stream flowed. It flew down the hill in a wild, bumpy ride, with Dee and Mcgee sleeping soundly inside. Oh no! I'm just saying, do you think if your camper was rolling down a hill that you'd be able to sleep through that? I don't think I would. They were snoring and snoozing, enjoying a dream, when splash went the camper right into the, where did he go? The stream, right. The splash shook the camper. They bumped out of bed. Now what in the world was that? Mcgee said. And when he looked out and saw where they were, his hair stood on end, and so did Dee's fur. They were caught in the rapids, but that wasn't all. They were headed smack dab for a big waterfall. Dee and Mcgee both started to quiver as faster and faster they headed downriver. But just when they thought they'd fall over the edge, what do you think's going to happen? Are they going to fall over the edge? Their camper got stuck on a rock at the ledge. So there they were, stranded, Mcgee and his pup, on the top of a waterfall, 50 feet up. Look at that drop. That's kind of scary, isn't it? Meanwhile, that nearsighted bear from before was searching for one little marshmallow more, when lo and behold, as if out of a dream, he spied something sweet floating over the stream. But what the bear thought was a marshmallow treat was really the hitch and not something to eat. Do you see this marshmallow? Is it a marshmallow? The bear thinks it's a marshmallow, but it's really a part of the trailer. The bear was determined to capture his prize, so he jumped in the water right up to his thighs. He splashed through the stream to the edge of the fall and snatched up the trailer hitch, camper and all. He is going to rescue them. Dee felt a tug and Mcgee heard a knock, and as the bear pulled the camper right off of the rock, he dragged them both all the way back to the bank when he realized the hitch was not sweet but quite rank. Do you know what it means when something's rank? It means it tastes really bad. He spit out the hitch and left in dismay while Mcgee and Dee's camper again rolled away. It flew down the path with a jolt and a jar. Uh-oh, what's going to happen now? And stopped in some bushes right next to the car. Dee popped her head out. Mcgee looked out too. Had they really stopped rolling? Could it be true? At last things were quiet and peaceful and still. They hooked up the hitch and drove off down the hill. And on the way home, Mcgee said to Dee, that trip wasn't quite like I thought it would be. So when they got home with the sky turning red, this is my favorite page. Look at that beautiful sunset. They decided to camp in the backyard instead. Do you think maybe after a trip like that, you would rather camp in your backyard too? I know I would. So, again, that was Mr. Mcgee, A Camping Spree with Mr. Mcgee by Chris Van Dusen. I hope you really liked that story, and I hope you have a great summer reading.